Alright. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on our second annual Women's Know Your Worth Retreat. It's been a rough ride. Devil thought he had it, but he ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna let him. Right? So, as we embark on each day, I know sometimes we might feel lost, unappreciated, unloved. But I want each and every one of y'all to know that we are worthy, we are worth it, we are loved, we are appreciated. I don't like to do like long speeches, I don't like to talk. She already know this. Then she forcing me to talk. I should say, you the host, you gotta say something. Right. But I don't like to say nothing. So my mine is short and sweet. I hope y'all enjoy the message, because I know she's coming through with a good one. And I want y'all to know that I do appreciate y'all. Amen.
I guess that was my cue. Alright. Traveling a trail of twisted thoughts where thoughts have twisted themselves into knots. Knots that are perfectly matted together like dreadlocks. They hurt to pull apart, but I know that I got a lot of broken hearts, but God knows I've played my part, but right now I got to play my position. And this position is resistance. Not to mention, I got to make the world pay attention. I have to find a power that's omnipotency. It has to be on time. Insanity, borderline, while traveling a thin line between love and hate. Mind so masturbated that it's already created an easy escape, while heart is telling me to stand fast in my faith in that. This world is mine, so feel free to take it in, take it in, take it in, take it by force. And when I decide to let go, I can let go with no remorse. Why? Because I possess divine right of choice. Alright, y'all. So y'all know I'm naturally loud, so I like to do a little intro so I can check the sound in the place, right? So I turn the phone down, you record, baby. We're gonna be in here for a minute. Like she said, this is actually the second time I've come out with T to do the Know Your Worth retreat. The first one we did was over in Jamaica. Right? And one of the things that I'm finding, like just from doing retreats and doing empowerment events all together, right, is that we do a great job of goal setting, right? We could come into an establishment, we'll have all the fancy flowers and all the scented candles and all the body scrub that you can scrub for whatever skin issues you got it, right? And we sit in these empowerment events and we have this great time and we cry, we do all these things, but then we walk away. We feel empowered, we feel motivated, and then 2 days later, we're back in the same situation. We identify the fact that we have a lot of work to do, but the work never gets done. So one of the questions that I'm going to ask is this: are you doing what you need to do to accomplish what you need to accomplish? Are you really putting your best foot forward when we're talking about your life? You do understand, everybody understand by show of hands that your life is your choice. Everybody understand that by show of hands, let me know. All right, so everybody understands that it's your life and it's your choice. But also by show of hands, who can raise their hand and say, I'm honestly giving me the best that I got currently? Okay? And you know why that is? It's because of life. Life is an easy distraction. From the hustle and bustle of a job, the family, trauma, just years on top of years of things that we deal with on a regular basis, right? These things we carry along. And instead of us just simply releasing these things and really taking control of our life, we think for some odd reason that by holding on to them, by carrying them from one relationship to another relationship, from one job, from whatever, from one place to another, that somehow we're going to magically heal. And the truth of the matter is, you're not. You holding on to the hurt, you holding on to the pain, you taking it from one place to another, that's not going to fix you. It's not going to fix you, you hoarding it. The only thing that it will do, it will damage you. It will damage you to the point where you will become bitter, you will become hard-hearted, you will become that particular individual, right, that shows up in life. And when you show up in life, you will show up as your trauma. and you will have the attitude to match it. You will show up in your life as your trauma, and you will have the attitude to match it. Well, what do you mean by that, Coach? You will have all the reasons in the world of why you are the way that you are. Oh, I'm like this because the last time somebody, and no, I ain't doing that, no, because the last time somebody, and you think that you're right. You think that because you have a reason for why you are the way that you are, then you should just simply stay that way. That's self-sabotaging behavior. A person that genuinely knows their worth is not going to allow nobody or anything to have that type of power over them. A person that knows their worth can go through one of the toughest times of their life and acknowledge that tough time as a season, not a state. I'm simply going through this. This is not the end for me. Right? When you are learning and growing and evolving in life and operating with that healthy type of mindset, you are able to understand that even my waiting seasons or my down seasons or my dry seasons, as we would call them, it's a lesson in this. It's something that I have to learn in this before I go to my next level. It's something that I have to deal with in this level, on this level, before I go to that next level. Right? So in other words, what I'm telling you is that you're going to always have purpose for your pain. Everybody got their phone and y'all got a table. Yeah, you got the writing real fast. Okay, put it out. Y'all got notepads. Let's go. We are officially in this thing now, right? We're officially in it now because you got purpose for your pain. Just imagine how that would change the way that you do life when you acknowledge that everything that you're going through is some purpose attached to it. Right? Think about the change. When you're experiencing that hard time, and it's so easy to go to the negative, but then from this point forward, now you have it right there. You got it on a sticky note or whatever, and that's that constant reminder. It's a purpose for this. It's something in this that I need to be learning. The enemy's job is to distract you. The enemy's job is to trick you and rob you of your focus. So what happens is when something happens in your life, if you don't understand that there's purpose for my pain, then you won't focus on the purpose. You will only focus on the pain. The only thing that your mind will be set on is pain, fear, I'm stuck. How can I do this? But if you shift your mindset and say, there's purpose for this, now you've shifted your mindset from the negative over to the positive. So instead of you making complaints, you're creating results. And you create an outcome that is favorable for you. Because honestly, when you sit in and you soak in and you just thinking about that thing that way, the way that you're thinking of, you're not doing anything. You're not creating no motion. And anything that sits, sinks. Right? Anything that sits, sinks. Including buildings. If buildings sit too long, it starts to sink. And we know that it starts to sink because it starts to develop a crack up the side of the building. Which then let them know, hey, something wrong with the foundation. So the longer that you sit in it, the more that you sink in it. And majority of the time, the more that you sit in it, that's when you develop that. That's how I've always been. I've always been this way. Again, self-sabotaging behavior. It's always going to be benefits to your brokenness. One thing that God is always going to do is, before you can receive that next dimension, that next level in life, you have to first say goodbye to the old one. You have to first say, hey, look, I'm going to let this go, and this is what I'm about to do in life. Our problem is we want to go to our next level. We go to the events, we know how to establish the goals and what we wanted to say to go to that next level. But the problem comes in is when it's time to actually release that old level. And we can't release it because we've developed that brokenness, we've turned that pain right into our personality. So no matter how much we try to move forward, we don't see that we're the main reason why we're stuck and we're stagnant. And we're only stuck and stagnant because we've tricked ourselves into thinking that this is how I've always been, this is how I'm always going to be. What's wrong with that statement? This is how I've always been. This is how I'm always going to be. What's wrong with that statement?
There's no progression.
That's right. Let me tell you what's wrong with it. There's life and death in the tongue. So when you speak over your life, this is how I've always been. You're speaking into every energy that's around you, saying that you have no desire to change. That you're comfortable in that state. There's no growth. There's no development. You're sitting, and it's easy to say, oh, I'm sitting because this person, and because I had a hard childhood, and because my mama wasn't there, my daddy wasn't there. Some of these folks is long gone, and you still there. Now what's the excuse? Some of these people have moved on with their lives, and you are still there. It's very easy to point the finger at other people and say, you are the reason why I'm not this, and you are the reason why I'm not that. But the truth of the matter is, we all have a DRC. Your DRC is your divine right of choice. Your decision making is what controls the direction of your life. Your life is always going to flow based on your DRC. So what are you saying? You have the choice as to whether you're going to stay in that broken, stuck, stagnant state, or if you're going to say, enough is enough. That's a choice that you're going to be able to make. I'll give y'all a second, yeah, because I like it when y'all right. I like it when y'all right. Benefits of broken. The benefits of being broken. When you understand the benefits of being broken, then you develop the mentality of Paul. Paul says, I count it all joy. When I'm going through trials of many kind, Paul said, I count it all joy. Can you imagine what it would be like in this life if you're going through the roughest time of your life? You're going through hell. You taking one hit after another hit after another hit, and you turn around to somebody and you say, oh, I count it all joy. When I'm going through, oh, I count it all joy. Can you imagine how crazy people gonna look at you? Paul had the mentality that I count it all joy because he understood before I received the privilege, right? Before I receive that privilege of growth and development, I first have to go through this pain. I first have to go through the trials and the tribulations of this life. We want to get to the purpose without having to endure any pain. But if we was to get the purpose before the pain, then we would misuse the purpose. Because there would be no teaching there, right? Then is that not what we look at our kids and say, if I give it to most parents, most aunties and whatnot, if I keep giving it to you, you will never appreciate nothing. Why? Because we just keep giving it to you. So you make them what? You make them work. You make them do chores. You make them do things in life so that they can fully develop a level of appreciation. But if God was to continuously just give to you, give to you, give to you, give to you, just think about how unappreciative you would really become. Majority of us have been in a position right now that's been very unappreciative because we wake up every single day as if we were told that we was going to get up the next day. We wake up every single day, and before we even say, God, I thank you for a brand new day, we walk around the room, we walk around the house, we brushing our teeth, dancing to our trap music and everything else. We having the time of our life and never even acknowledge the fact that this day wasn't promised to me. The only thing that you're guaranteed is that one day you're going to die.
Yes, sir.
That's the only promise that we have. We're living to die. But you get to decide how you live.
That's right.
Heaven on earth or hell on earth is your decision to make. So that's wait a minute, hold on, coach, that's crazy. Like, wait, why do you have to die before you experience heaven? Why do you think that? Why do you think that you have to wait until you're in the ground before you experience heaven? I show of hands, you don't feel like you've been in hell already? Mm-hmm. Right? So if you can experience hell, why you can't experience heaven? I want to go by my notes, but I got other stuff on my mind to say, so I might go back to that, I might not, I ain't making y'all no promises, okay? The reason why we can say honestly that we experience hell on earth is because of the day-to-day experiences that we have, right? So we can honestly say, I've been through hell. I done lost this, I done been through it, I experienced this, that, and the third, right? So we can honestly say that we experience hell, but we experience hell on earth because we were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. We were already born in the negative. So everything that we do, we produce what's in you. What's in you is going to be what's going to come out of you. So if what's in you is sin and iniquity, then that's what you will produce more of, sin and iniquity. But the more that you develop a relationship, alliance with God, then what happens in that moment? You have what we call a heart transformation, right? That's when you surrender your heart, you surrender your life to God. In that moment, you're entering paradise. So then heaven and hell is a state of mind. Because if it wasn't so, then he wouldn't say, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. He wouldn't say that I have done great works, but you're going to do greater works. We are taught and we want to believe in everything but ourselves. Now, when I say that to say, if God lives in you, if you receive God inside of you, right? Then why don't you utilize the God within? When you're going through, when you're having issues, why not utilize the God that is within? If you say that you have done great works and I'm going to do greater works, if you say that I am a chosen people of a royal priesthood, if you say that I am a child of the Most High God, and as long as I'm in alliance with you, then you're going to make sure that I succeed in all that I do, why don't we utilize the God that's within you? We sink in life because we don't acknowledge God's presence or his power. We sink in life because we try to do everything based on our own might, by our own intellect. We try to do this and make it, and we don't realize that when we're doing it, we're manipulating it. We're trying to force it to be what our preference is. We're trying to make it be what we will enjoy. We're trying to make it line up with our own inner desires. That's preference. But if we was to acknowledge the God that's within, then we wouldn't be operating out of preference, we'll be operating out of purpose. That then will change the way that we see life, the way that we do life, because now when we wake up, instead of us doing only the things that we enjoy doing, we do what God called us to do. Yes. And sometimes what he called you to do hurt. Oh yeah. Sometimes what he called you to do is the thing that you don't want to do. I don't want to help them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't care what they got going on. I don't care. And you want to walk around with your hard heart. You want to walk around with your face balled up. You want to walk around in that way where I don't care. And as long as you don't care, you are acting out of self. And it's going to be times when you are operating in purpose, when you have to do it when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, when you got an attitude. God don't care about your mood. Your mood will never manipulate him. He do not move based on your mood. He only moves when you worship.
Come on, man.
Only when you worship. He says, you calling me because you got an attitude? That ain't gonna work. You calling me because you mad? That ain't gonna work. Because you having an attitude and you being mad, those are your emotions. And the only one that operates with you through your emotions is the adversary. That's his greatest form of manipulation. He deceives you through your emotions. My heart's still in it, so even though they go hoops upside my head on the stage, because my heart, that's your emotion talking, right? Even though I know that this relationship ain't really a relationship and it ain't really giving me what I need, but I still love them. Your emotions. So you stay stuck for 20, 30 years in something that ain't going absolutely nowhere. Well, them still my kids and I just got to do it. Yeah, but they all grown. They disrespectful. They don't see you at all, and they only come to you when it's beneficial to them. That's your emotions. Oh, the job is definitely not a job. When you're talking about ends meet, God said, I want you to have an overflow. I want you to live in abundance. I want your ends to not meet, but to wrap around each other, right? I want you to be able to pay all your bills, feel your covered, and still take the trips and eat the stuff you can't pronounce. That's what God said I want for you. But you say, oh, well, I got to pay these bills. You're settling. Your mindset is what keeps you in that environment. Your mindset is what keeps you settling for less. But people who say these things are the same people that say, I know my worth. Do you? Because staying in a job where your ends barely meeting is not knowing your worth. Staying in a relationship where you're not fulfilled is not knowing your worth. Holding on to family, trying to force family to be family is not knowing your worth. It's 2025. You know how crazy you got to be to try to make family be family in 2025? Baby, you got to get like, hey, God, get the kiss it goodbye. Gotta go. I gotta kiss you goodbye. Issuing out the gifts of goodbye. That's it. Some folks will not understand or see what it is that you brought to their life until you're absent from their life. Some people won't appreciate your service until you disconnect the service. Understand me? Some people only see you as a service provider. And the moment that you no longer provide the service, then you no longer need it in their life. Oh, you don't work for me no more. And they don't. Only love for you is the service that I can receive from you. But knowing your worth, you are not going to stay in those type of environments. Knowing your worth, you will know exactly, you know what? As much as I love you, I'll leave you. As much as I love you and I want this thing to work with you, I will leave you. Why? Not for somebody else, but I'll leave you for me. If me loving you is going to deplete me, then I'll leave you for me. If me loving you is going to have me on a constant emotional roller coaster, then guess what? I gotta go. If God say I don't want to deal with a double-minded person, what you think me and daughters want to do? You think we want to be out here dealing with them? He said, wait a minute, if you look more, I'm going to spit you out my mouth. Double-mindedness, you're unstable. You can't even make decisions in your own life and stick to it. And this is what you want to stay connected to? If they are unsure about you, you have to go stand by somebody else. You'll be amazed how many people get you together when you start standing by somebody else. I always tell people, like, yeah. So you don't know where we stand, watch this right here. Go stand somewhere else. They all of a sudden, they know you, they see you, they value you, they love you, all that. But you have to still know, even that friend, there's still be manipulation because you only want because you see somebody else want it, right? So now, again, it's just a telltale way of how you're able to identify whether that person want you or that person just don't want you with nobody else. Because when you have my full attention, it doesn't matter. It's brushed over. But if somebody, you know what I'm saying, you give them, be careful of people. Yeah, be careful when people have to tell y'all. So, in the process of this, note number one, I want y'all to put, before you receive the privilege of purpose, you have to endure the pressure of pain. You're going to have to go through some stuff. You're going to have to go through some stuff. In order to receive the privilege of purpose, you have to first endure the pressure of pain. And like I said in the beginning, once you shift your focus, dealing with the pressure, the pressure of that pain is going to be different. You will see it as joy because you know that there's promise that's coming after that. There's growth that's coming after that. That's a lesson that's coming after that. You will then realize that I'm not going through everything that I'm going through for no reason at all, right? Next note, I'm going to keep it going. Won't nothing make you move in life like pressure? And I put that note there is because I want you to always understand that the reason why the pressure is necessary, because if you don't feel the pressure of pain, if nothing is not happening, you won't move. We have a bad habit of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is that not what we say? If it ain't, and that's something that has been taught to us since we were younger, and this is why we're now having to dismantle all these old teachings, because we don't even realize that we've been speaking curses over our own life by simply saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That means if it's just sale, just keep letting it sell, and it may be a more efficient way to do it, a more productive way to do it, another way to do it that'll save you time, energy, and produce more money for you. But because you got that mindset where, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you continue to stay in that same old way. You have to be a person that is teachable. You have to be a person that is willing to listen to and accept other perspectives, new ways to do old things. It's a beautiful thing. Won't nothing make you move like the pressure of pain? Every single story in the Bible where we see breakthrough, where we see awakening or anything take place, it took place in pain, right? There was some level of hardship that had to happen to open their eyes for them to see it. Well, why did that happen like that, Coach? It happens that way so that God can receive the glory. Because if we were able to fix it and we do it our way, then we'll never say, oh, that was never God. It has to be in a way where it's undeniable that that was me. That there was no way that you could have got yourself out of there. There was no way that you could have opened that door. There's no way that you could have got that opportunity. There's no way you could have made that happen. You go through the things that you're going through. For one of the reasons is because God wants to get the glory. Another reason is because before God takes you to, y'all ain't write these down, you just write it down. First thing is so God can get the glory. Second thing, first thing is so he gets the glory from it. See, this is what happens when it's a small group. You get to see everybody. You get to see everybody. And you're like, wait a minute, why did they put this table in here? Listen, first, he gets the glory. The second thing is, you get the lesson. You're able to get the lesson. Well, why do you say that? Because before God takes you to that next level, remember I said, you have to learn the lesson. Because if I put you there without taking you through something, you will mismanage what I just gave you. And you'll start looking at my blessing like a curse. I know I wanted this job, and now they got it, girl. This too much. They want too much. You ever pray and beg God for something, and then after you got it, you ain't want it? For real, you beg. I'm talking about snot on the floor, praying, fast, doing everything. And don't really pray like that, but just, Lord, I really need it. You know, if I did it, it'll change my whole life. I'm talking about one of them ones, right? And you over there, and you even throw a little scripture in behind it, right? You done did all of that, and then God gives you that thing that you've been praying for, that you did all of that for, and then after you get it, you like, man, I don't know about this. This right here, this ain't what I thought it was going to be. You know why that happened?
Why?
Because the enemy blesses his people as well. Sometimes we think that it's a gift from God, but it's really not a gift from God. You can't have one thing without having the other. Just as much good you have, you also have evil. Just like you have hot and you have cold. You have right and you have wrong. These things are always going to be. The enemy also knows the desires of your heart. In the book of James, it tells us clear as day that we are led astray by our own desires. So if we desire something and we desire it enough, and we put it out there, and we get it, and we like, oh, there's a strong chance that was just the enemy giving you exactly what you wanted. See, the thing about the enemy is he'll give you what you want, he just won't let you enjoy it. That's his thing. I can give you what you want, but I won't let you enjoy it. So I give you the relationship, but I have you walking around like a 13-year-old boy going through puberty in it. Oh yeah, stressed out, face broke out, can't eat, voice cracking, can't hold a simple conversation. If somebody asks you if you're okay, you'll fall apart. Oh, you want the family? I give you the family. You got the family, but then you having to deal with somebody putting your head between your washer and dryer every other week. Give you the job, you get the job, now you don't want the job because you have no quality of life. He has the ability to give you what you want because that's how he leads you astray. And he tried to convince you that what you have is from God. But when you're operating in purpose, right? When you're operating in purpose, you're able to tell the difference because of the feeling that you get from it. If you're operating in purpose, you can do something that you don't like to do, but you still feel full spiritually after you've done it. You don't want to do it, everything in you don't want you to do it, and you already know it, but you go and do it anyway. And after you do it anyway, you like, I really didn't want to do that, but it was something about me doing it. I'm glad I did. And you walk away, and in your own mind, you just like, that's crazy. Why? Because you've never seen yourself doing it. You never seen yourself doing it. You never seen yourself forgiving. You never seen yourself walking away. You didn't see these things. But anytime that you step out and you step out in faith, you're stepping away from self and stepping into alignment with Christ. That's the reason why it feels so fulfilling and so refreshing to you. Anytime you step out in life, when you're operating out of yourself, it's always going to be limitations attached to that, right? Because we are human nature. But when you step out in faith, you're stepping out and saying that I'm releasing, right? I'm decreasing and allowing God to increase in my life in that moment. And when you step out, now you're stepping out with protection. Now you're stepping out with provision. Now when you step out, you're talking overflow and you're talking abundance. And all you did was step. You're trying to figure out, well, I didn't even see that coming. I didn't even know that was going to happen for me. I don't even know how I got that job. I don't even know how I got in that room. Girl, all I did was show up. That was God. This is why the enemy will go outside of his way to make sure that he knows your inner desires so that he can give you your desires, lead you astray with your desires to distract you from operating in the faith. Because if I get you what you want, you're distracted now. Even though it ain't what you want, it pays the bills. Even though it ain't what, it's better than nothing. Who did say that? It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
A settle is a settle. And anytime, put it in your notes. Settling equals suffering. And it doesn't matter what you settle in. If you settle in a relationship, you're guaranteed to suffer. A job, you're guaranteed to suffer. Anything that you settle in, you are guaranteed to suffer in that. Understand me. In other words, if you don't take nothing else from St. Lucia, take away this. I'm not settling for nothing that I don't want. If that's not what I want, then I'm good. And it's absolutely nothing with waiting on, nothing wrong with waiting on what you want. Waiting on it to be exactly what you want. There's nothing wrong with waiting on it to be exactly what you want. Okay? As we're continuing to grow, right? I'm gonna call out these things. When I call out a letter, what I want y'all to do in y'all notebooks real quick, when I call out a letter, I want you to write that letter in the very top, right? So you're gonna go straight down in a row. Straight down from top, like from top to bottom, starting right here. And I want you to write the letter that I say, I want you to write it big, and then I want you to write out what I'm about to say, right? Stop rejecting the truth. It is what it is. I want you to capitalize that R in reject. That's going to be your big letter. The letter R is your standout letter. Stop rejecting the truth. In other words, it is exactly what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. No matter how much you try to love it, no matter how much you try to give to it, no matter how much you try to bend over backwards, I want you to understand that you can't make something be something that it is not. If that's not what it is, that's just not what it is. And you trying to overlove it, overgive it, keep making sacrifices after sacrifice for it, it's doing nothing but draining you into the ground, frustrating you, making your heart mad, bitter, sad, irritated, and want to knock everybody's head off. That's all that really and truly do. So I'm telling you now, you have to learn how to do what? Accept the truth. I want y'all to say that back to me. Learning how to do what?
Accept the truth.
Learning how to do what?
Accept the truth.
Accepting the truth about every relationship, everything that's connected to you will change the way that you see people. Not just on the outer, but it'll change them at their core self. When you start paying attention to who people are, how they show up, how they respond to you, and saying, hey, it ain't that you're just too busy, you just didn't want to come. That changes it. When you start seeing them and say, hey, wait a minute. That ain't love. That's hardcore manipulation. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. That ain't because you're clingy. That's because you're controlling. When you start seeing the true nature of people, it's going to start shifting how you deal with these folks. Stop rejecting the truth. This next one, your capital letter is going to be the letter E, and it's stop taking on everything. Stop taking on everything. Everything and everybody is not your assignment. Everything and everybody is not your job. It is not your job to fix all of them. It's not your job to come and do this and that. And to be honest with you, I've been teaching them last week, you have to learn the difference in between a relationship that is reciprocal and a relationship that is parasitic. And a lot of you guys have a parasitic type of relationship. And I'm not talking about with partners, but I'm talking about with friends. I'm talking about with family members. Even some folks on your job, they just come in and suck the life up out of you. In one conversation. Every day they show up to work and they talk about the same exact thing. Complain about the same exact thing. We're going to have to do the work. The job going to have to be done whether we like it or not. Might as well come in, get both feet on the ground, get your hands in here, let's get it done so we can go home. Don't nobody want to sit up in there dealing with your whining and your crying all shift long. We got 8 to 12 hours up in here. Don't nobody got time for that. That's how I used to be feeling. Never stuck on that letter E. When I was working a job, that's exactly how I used to feel. Shut up. It's always hot. Letter E in there. Stop taking on everything. Everything is not your job. Alright? The next letter that we're going to have, capital letter, is going to be the letter L. And what that note is, stop trying to force love. Stop forcing love. Stop forcing love. Love is free. And when the love don't feel free, then it's bondage. And the only thing that is bondage is sin. Sin is what keeps us in bondage. When we're operating in love, which is God, God is love, then we're operating in freedom. So if the love don't feel free, then this ain't right for me. Stop trying to force your love. You have to understand one thing I think that is always important when we're knowing our worth, knowing our value, is that you don't lose value because somebody decides that they don't want to love you. You don't lose value because somebody decides that you're not their person. Everybody don't have good taste in people. And it's okay not to be what that, I respect you more by simply saying that. So you don't waste my time and I don't waste yours. I'm cool with you letting me know up front that, oh yeah, you're not for me, I'm not for you. That's the best thing ever. So that we can just simply part ways, right? And I can hold my level of respect for you, then for you to stay in my face, smiling and grinning and pretending that the love is the same. Now you got me over here. I'm all thoroughly confused because I thought we was on the same page. I'm planning a wedding and you got a whole divorce party. You know what I'm saying? A breakup party, what not going on? No. Stop trying to force your love on people who've already made up their mind that they're not going to love you. And even if it's just with words, right? Listen, people will, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you all day long. What them actions looking like?
That part.
What them actions looking like? And these are things that we have to understand and be mindful of, very attentive of, right now in 2025, because people pretend extremely well. Folks are great at pretenders. They are skillful. They are cunning. They are slick. Do you hear me? Will look you directly in your face with tears flowing down theirs, trying to convince you that it's love. When you see the crazy. You're doing all these things and you're like, well, I'm trying to love them. I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to make it work. And your intuition, everything, that part of you is like, let it go. And you still holding on. Who do you blame when you don't listen to yourself? Every time that you don't listen to yourself, you are dishonoring yourself. Every time that you don't listen to self, you're dishonoring self. And what happens in that moment? You start to lose bits and pieces of that self-trust. And then you're trying to figure out why you don't trust yourself. You destroy the trust that you had with you when you stop listening to you. Like I told you it was bad. I showed you in a dream. I put it in a daydream. I made you feel uncomfortable in that environment. I kept exposing us to you, exposing that to you, and you just kept forcing it in love. You just kept, every time I was sure, you just keep going right on back. Who do you blame when you don't listen to you? We still say it's somebody else's fault. We still say, all you had to do was tell me, but self is saying, I've been telling. All you had to do was let me know, and self is saying, I've been letting you know. You have to take full responsibility for your life. How far you go, how far you grow, it's going to all be left up to you. You have to learn how to stop forcing love. The L in love is our circle. The next one. Stop forcing yourself to stay when you've already had enough. The capital E in enough is your capital letter. Don't nobody know that you had enough like you know you had enough. You already know you had enough. You already know that you're at your breaking point. You already know that you're super annoyed. You already know that you're done with. You already know all of this. And you walking around mad for what? Because you won't honor, again, not honoring yourself. Only you know when it's enough. And let me be clear, very clear when I say this to you. You don't have to break down you walking away from nobody to nobody. You don't have to make other folk understand why you made the decision that you made for your life. Even if a person is extremely good to them, that ain't got nothing to do with you. What you bring out in that individual is not that same individual that I get when they come over here. You might like Uncle so-and-so, but I don't like them. They creepy. They make me feel out of place. I don't care how much your children they go play with. I don't want to go do it. That right there, that ain't for me. You never have to break down you detaching yourself or walking away from somebody that makes you feel uncomfortable, that makes you feel unsafe, or I simply just don't want to. We have to learn how to respect the fact when we say enough, that's enough for me. Put your church finger up, bop your head right on out the door like the usher. You don't have to, every time that you force yourself in these type of environments or endure things this way, it's again another sign of you just destroying your own self-trust. Rejecting self. And every time that you reject yourself, that self-esteem level drops. That self-confidence drops. Self-awareness drops. And the result of all of that dropping is when we say, I don't even know who I am. I lost myself in a relationship. I lost myself in a trauma. I lost myself in a pain. I was really thinking that I had it, but I don't even know what I like no more. That's a result of you dishonoring yourself and constantly rejecting yourself and valuing other people and other people's opinions over your life, over yours. How you let somebody else have a bigger say about your life than you do? And you think that they don't notice it? Oh, they do. And once they see that they have that level of control over you, they will use that same tactic over and over again. When they see that that's that soft spot for you, that that's the part of you that'll give them their response or their reaction, they will run that thing there in the ground. And this is why you have to be careful about who you tell your trauma to. I'm trying to tell you, because some people will wear it out. The next one is going to be stop over analyzing it. Accept it and set it free. Accept the A in accept is your bold letter. The A in accept. Stop over analyzing it. Accept it and set it free. Stop over analyzing it. Ain't doing that. And I'm going to tell you why I say stop over analyzing it. Anytime that we overanalyze something, we're looking for a way to stay. Every time that you're overanalyzing it or overthinking it, you're looking for a way to make that thing work. You're looking for a way to stay in something that you already know is finished. Like, no matter what that connection is, you already know it. And that's the reason why you have so much focus on it. Because you're like, I know I'm at my wit's end. I know I didn't have enough. But I'm trying to see, maybe I left something out. Maybe I didn't do this, or maybe I did do that. You're looking for a reason. And most of the time, you're looking for that fault, that reason to be in you. You're looking for that fault or that reason to be in you. So guess what you're doing again? That level dropping. Because now you think it can't be nobody else. It got to be me. It got to be something wrong with me. There go that self-esteem. It got to be something wrong with me. There go that confidence. Oh, it got to be me. There go that self-worth. It's constantly dropping because now you're overanalyzing it and you're looking for, I had to have said something or done something, I had to have contributed this or sometimes you just have to be like, blame it on me. Say it's my fault. Yeah, sometimes you have to be like that. You just have to, as long as it's over, and you have to get on up out of there, baby. And then just keep on going too. When I walk away, I do it fast. It's almost like I got jets on the back of me. I get on up out of there quickly, expeditiously. I love that word, right? That's how fast you can talk to me today and won't be talking to me tomorrow. And sometimes I'm so smooth, I will walk off mid-conversation. If the vibration ain't vibrating, I get out your face. That's it. That's how much you have to honor yourself. That's how much respect that you have to have for yourself. And one thing about people is people will actually pick that up about you. And they'll start saying like, oh yeah, you know, they don't even play that. If you about to gossip on child, they gonna walk off. Oh yeah, they don't do no drama or they don't do no mess. They will pick up on the fact that you're not that type of person. They will pick up on the fact that you don't dwell in that type of setting. So there's some folk will respect you on a level to where if they know that that's what's gonna be going on, they won't even tell you about it. They won't even invite you. Girl, you know that wasn't even your type of party. But that's the standard that you want for your life. You want to have people in your life that respect you enough to say, I know that this ain't your type of party. I know this ain't your type of environment. I know this ain't going to be something that you really want to do. And so I didn't invite you. Why? Because I respect your growth. I respect your development. I respect the person that you are. So I didn't want to bring you into an environment that was going to be uncomfortable or an environment that I viewed that was going to be disrespectful to what it is that you got going on in your life. But we don't value those people. Why? Because the adversary would tell us, oh, you got left out. Oh, you got left out. They invited everybody but you. And oh, they must got a problem with you. Now you got secret animosity and secret beef with people that was really just respecting the fact that you're not that type of person. But most people don't operate with that level of standards. That's exactly what. Leave me out, please. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb on purpose. Don't call me. I want you to text me so I can screen whether or not I want to respond back. Circle the A and accept. For real, y'all know how I act like this. The A and accept. This is the next one we're going to. Stop putting yourself in second place. The S in second. Circle that. Stop putting yourself in second place. Serious question is, you don't think that you deserve to be a priority? You don't think you deserve to be a priority? Show of hands. Right? Yes.
Yes.
So you have to show up like a priority. And when I say show up like a priority, I mean show up as a priority in a way. When I say this, I'm saying like in your life first. Because you teach people how to treat you. So if they see that you're not a priority in your life, when they see that you play with you, when they see that you're inconsistent with you, when they see that you say one thing and then you do another thing with you, when they see that you so, oh yeah, I'm not doing it, but then you go and do it, people watch all of that with you. They watch how you respond to them when they have an attitude. They watch how you back down. People watch it. Don't think for 1 second. People are just as bad as animals. They prey on you as well. Know that. They will devour you. Understand me. They will look for a way to get over, to get under, to get around it. However they can get it, they will most definitely do so. Please don't ever think that people have this special type of, no. They are just as evil. Just as evil, if not worse. You have to first prioritize yourself. You have to first look at yourself and make you the most valuable person on your team, showing up in your own life and as a person of like, no, I got to take care of me first. If I have anything left, then I might. But even then, it's still questionable because just because I got it don't mean I got it to give or I got it to do. You have to set these levels of standards in your own life where you're constantly prioritizing you. Because if they see you are second place in your life, oh, you definitely going to be 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th. Not even second. Because they see that about you already. They see that about you already. You have to prioritize yourself. The next one is going to be stop, erase it, and start over. That E and erase is going to be your capital letter. Stop, erase it, and start all the way over. If you are the author of your story, that means that you are holding your pen or your pencil. So anything in your life that you don't like, anything in your life that you're not satisfied with, stop. Erase it. Start over. It's nothing wrong with hitting that reset button. It's nothing wrong with starting over. It's not, matter of fact, you really start to show yourself who you really and truly are when you are not a person that's not afraid to start over. I want to listen here. People will give you the utmost respect when they know that you ain't scared to start over. They'll be like, girl, they'll leave you. Better act right. They be on their P's and, for real, they be on their P's and Q's with you. They know already, girl, they will stop talking to you. They will act like you never existed. They will be Casper. Do you hear me? Folks won't call you, won't text you, won't send no SOS message. Won't even stop by your mama's house and you come on with your mom. But that's your mom. She a casualty. I broke up all y'all. Everybody. This is how it goes. Stop. Erase it and start over. Now, if you look in your notes, every letter that you got circled, tell me what that word is. Release. Release. This is the people that we have to be in 2025. Knowing your worth is knowing how to release anything that's not in alignment with your higher self. Anything that's not helping you accomplish your goals, that's robbing you of your focus, anything that goes against your beliefs, anything that's going to pull you out of alignment, you have to release it. And when you release it with no feelings of guilt or regret. Because knowing who you are, valuing yourself, establishing these standards, these boundaries that we talked about today, it's all the justification that you need. All I need to know is that you're not in alignment with my higher self. That's enough for me to release you. All I needed to know was that where I'm going and where you're going, it's not the same direction. And that was enough for me to release you. It's knowing and understanding that me walking away from you, cutting ties from you, or even safe distancing myself from you, that's not a beef. It's a boundary. I see you as unsafe. I see you as a user, and there's no need me trying to talk to you about it, because majority of the time the people that we have issues with, we've already talked to. We've already talked to these people. People are very much aware of what it is that they're doing in your life. People are very much aware of the hurt that they bring to your life. People are not as ignorant as we try to make them be. These folks knew what they was going to do and the damage that it was going to bring to your life, and they chose to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. So when are we going to start holding them accountable for that? It's time to release it. And a part of releasing it is accepting the fact that this is who you are. And I can no longer pretend that you're something else. I have to accept the truth about you. And the moment that you accept the truth about who people are, it changes how you see them anyway. And once you've been exposed, you can't be unexposed. So you will never be able to sit comfortably with them ever again, because I know your truth now. I can't even pretend that I don't know you. I know you. Like, not know you, blood know you, but I know your heart. And that thing will turn you every which way but loose. You'll be trying to force yourself to love them and can't, trying to force yourself to just be, and you can't even pretend with it no more, because your facial expression and your energy, everything around you will be so off when you're around that person that it's undeniable that you're uncomfortable. That I'm not supposed to be. Honor yourself. Release it. Right? All right, I'm wrapping up, y'all. We get out of here. And always operate when releasing. I always tell people, when releasing, assess before adjusting. Assess it, then adjust it. Assess it, then adjust it. The reason why I say assess it, then before doing it, is because I want you to always self-check. Make sure you're not in your emotions. Make sure you're doing what you're doing. And when you lay it down, you don't pick it back up. And if you assess it before you adjust it, then you're comfortable with the outcome. I know exactly why I did what I did. And I'm not backing down from that. But if we do it and we do it in our emotions, then we tend to backpedal on it, because maybe I was just mad. Maybe I was having a bad day. Maybe, no. Step back, step away, feel everything that you got to feel, process what you feel, and don't let nobody rush you. Mm-hmm. Then you do what you need to do. Because in that moment, you're going to be, I'm cool with the outcome now. Well, I knew exactly what I said, I meant what I said, and I'm standing on what I said. So yeah, it might be days that I miss you. It might be days that I might have wanted to call you. It might be days where I might have wanted to pull up on you, but I know the consequence of that. I know the person that you are now. So I don't, right? So being knowledgeable. 2 questions that I just want you guys to walk away with is, I want you to start asking yourselves, are my decisions, the decisions that I'm making, are these decisions based on my commitment to God, or is it based on my convenience to life? Knowing your worth and aligning yourself with God is going to have you operating in purpose. Operating out of yourself is going to have you operating in preference. Whenever you're doing what is convenient for you, it's preference. You're doing what comes easy, you're doing it because you enjoy doing it. But when we're making decisions, when we're moving in life, is this because of His commitment? Is this because of what He called you to do? The second one is, Who am I really relying on? Sometimes we don't rely on God because we've already placed all of our expectations and everything on other people. We're waiting on other people to follow through for us. We're waiting on other people to do it for us. We're waiting on other people. God's like, wait a minute. Are you committed to them or are you committed to me? Are you trusting them or are you trusting me? And a lot of times we don't release people because we become so codependent on these people. So that's the reason why I gave y'all that question. I want to know in the process of you releasing people, I want you to make sure that you're not holding on to people just because you're codependent on that person. Like, I don't know, how some relationships be, they pay half the rent, if they leave, I'm not going to get a second job. Or if I leave there, then I don't know if I'm going to find somebody else. Or, if I walk away from my family, then I don't know this, and I might be alone. Like, are you codependent on that person? And sometimes that's what God needs you to do, right there by yourself. So he can do what he needs to do in your life. And sometimes the blessing that he has for you is not even for your family, it's only for you. That's the reason why he got you falling out with all of them. It's like, I got to go ahead and let you fall out with all of them because what I'm going to do in your life, this ain't even for them. And if I give it to you while you connected to them, then guess what you're going to do? They going to tear it up. They going to, you ever had your mom tell you ain't taking that good baby doll outside? I got to do it. Don't take that good baby doll outside. Take them Barbies. Why? Because them other church, they ain't got them kind of dogs. So they don't know the value of them dogs. You take them out there, they gonna tear them up. They gonna come back missing their hair pieces, the earring gone, the shoe gone. Ain't even got the little wand no more. So yeah, you can't take the good stuff outside. Same way God look at us and say, hey, look, I got some good stuff for you. But the stuff that I got for you is solely for you. It's only for you. And I can't give it to you until you release all of that. You want what I got? You have to release what you have. You have to surrender. Right? It's my time.
All right, ladies, I hope y'all enjoyed that.
Sure did.
Sure did. All right. That's it. I hope to see y'all at the next one. Hopefully. We don't even know what's going to be. I gotta